and welcome everyone to the Orthodox 24/7 program powered by Calcutta Diocese. My name is Angelina and I will be your host for this evening. Without any further delay, let me introduce you to our expert panelists from the proposing team. Joanne, who is a tech expert, well-versed with the latest technologies and is the resource person of our church. And she is accompanied by Ethan Varghese, who is an environmentalist and his biggest concern is to protect our environment. Now joining us from the opposing team is Emma and Matthew, who is a teacher who understands the pulse of a child, along with Daniel Manoj Matthew, a child psychologist who helps the children cope with stress and other various issues. Things have been a little different for the past few months and most of us are confined to our homes, which means all our daily activities are either cancelled or done virtually like our Sunday school classes. So the real question now is whether we should replace our Sunday school classes with virtual class. And this is the topic for the discussion today. Let's begin.
Good evening all. I'm going to tell you why our Sunday school classes should be done virtually. In the Holy Bible, Isaiah chapter 26 verse 20 says, "Go home, my people, and lock your doors. Hide yourselves for a little while until the Lord's anger has passed." This is relevant to our lives nowadays. The lockdown shouldn't be an excuse to not share God's word. Why not restore and reconnect during these times? Why not use technology and share hope? Keeping our eyes on God helps eliminate fear during these troubled times. If we do our classes online, we can reach more students who can't attend it when live. Since the classes are done from the comfort of one's home, teachers can always expect full attendance, which leads to more children learning about God, His church, and His ministry. Internet is a boon and has an unlimited access to knowledge, and this can be shared immediately with the children. Also, it can make learning interesting with enhanced and various new teaching methods. Perhaps the most valuable benefit of e-learning is that it provides access to a wider audience through cloud computing and the internet. Schools can offer training tools to students anytime, anywhere. With online classes, it is easier to focus on what you are doing. Teachers can put on interesting slideshows while screen sharing, which can draw the children's attention to the class. Are your surroundings noisy? Use headphones. Having online classes can reduce a lot of distraction when compared to a regular Sunday school, which would have other teachers and students around one's class. One of the greatest benefits of an online class is that there is an increased teacher and student time. Hence, there won't be any time limit for the class and the teachers could get a lot more time to explain and interact with the teachers. That means no one is in a hurry. Whereas in regular Sunday school, the classroom duration is fixed. And after that, we would have to move on to the next planned activity. And even a 5-minute delay could interrupt the schedule of a regular Sunday school class. Thank you.
Whoa, Joanne. Those points were thought-provoking indeed. Now let's hear what Daniel has to say.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to share a few points which will convince you why we shouldn't replace our live and interactive Sunday school classes with virtual ones. First, let's see what the Bible has to say about this. In the Holy Bible, Mark 16:15 says, "And he said to them, Go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation." In this verse, Jesus is telling his disciples to go out and preach the good news. We have our Sunday school classes so we can teach the young ones about God. To do that, we need to be present, reach out, and share the love of God, especially to the little kids who respond to the touch and love of a teacher through actions. Unless it's a one-on-one class, you can't touch a child's life. Teachers need to personally inspire them, and sometimes a child's body language can help you understand what's going in his or her mind, based on which a teacher can guide a child. Another drawback is the fact there is no interaction between classmates. Online classes tend to become a one-way communication. Online classes will not allow us to socialize with others, and this kind of education lacks a sense of community and gives a feel of isolation. Another major issue is internet connectivity. Every home will not have the same speed for internet, creating a lag and a disturbance during the class. And it will automatically divert a child's attention and they will lose the interest in the class. Online classes are not practical for little ones as they will get distracted in their homes, and it will be a task for the teachers to draw their attention back. The attention span of little children are short, and hence many students will chat and wander and disturb the class. Teachers will have a hard time teaching if they have young ones running around the house. In online classes, students will have to learn by themselves most of the time. This could lead into a feeling of loneliness, as they would think there is no one to guide them. This would result in stress, anxiety, tiredness, and eventually poor performance. These are some reasons why I think we shouldn't replace our regular classes with online classes. Thank you.
Now that makes sense, Daniel. But let's hear what Ethan has to say about this.
Let me start off by saying that online classes are better than regular classes, and I have a few points to justify why. In the Holy Bible, John 1:3 says, "Through him all things were made. Without him was made that has been made." So, why are we destroying the resources when we can save them through online classes? Buildings use large amounts of energy for power and heat. Energy consumption for students in a regular classroom creates a carbon dioxide equivalent over 220 pounds compared to only 10 pounds for an online student. The UK's Open University Design Innovation Group (DIG) found that online learning consumes up to 90% less energy compared to traditional sources. It will help reduce the use of printed materials and books, which would be good for our environment and cost effective for the church. Consider the cost of gas and every other inconvenience a child, teacher, or a parent experience while coming and going to Sunday school. Since there is no need to drive from your home to the church with vehicles that produce gases which are harmful for the environment. Online classes have financial and environmental benefits. There will be minimal social interaction if the classes are online, and this is the need of the hour. When a country faces a lockdown, pandemic, bad weather, or travel restrictions, our Sunday school classes won't get interrupted if done virtually. Online classes have an option to document, record, and archive what is being taught by the teachers. This can be accessed by the students at any time, and again, this will help in cutting down printing of books and manuals. Thank you.
Now I'm confused. All the points are relevant. I hope Emma can clear this out for me.
Angelina, I sure will. Firstly, let me remind you of a verse from the Bible. Matthew chapter 19, verse 14 says, Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Then why are we confining ourselves to the four walls of a home when we can step out, explore, learn, and experience God's love through our Sunday school classes? Although students are generally tech savvy, lack of computer literacy is a major issue with students today. Many of them cannot operate basic programs and at most of the times would require their parents' help, which could disrupt the class. It is a medically proven fact that use of digital devices, including smartphones, mobile phones, tablets, and computers, increases the child's exposure to harmful blue light. This causes trouble sleeping, blurred vision, and strained eyesight. Therefore, children should be well informed to wear digital protection glasses, do short breaks, do eye exercises, all of which is a task in itself. Yes, I agree to what Joanne said. Internet is a boon, but it also is a bane. During the time of online classes, students can be tempted to browse various other websites which can be accessed easily, allowing them to go astray. Another challenge of an online class is to sustain a learner's motivation. We need to find new techniques that are useful in motivating learners and sustaining their interest. Otherwise, they would simply go with the flow and won't make any active participation. To keep a child engaged in a virtual class is not a thing that is easily achievable. We, the Orthodox Church, come from a generation where people walked miles and miles just to meet and honor their teacher of faith, our respected Paramilitary Mary. Those people never cared about convenience. Their hearts had a desire to learn and serve Christ. That's all that mattered to them. Then why is stepping out of our homes to enter an environment to study and share Christ's love with our friends considered difficult? Why are we mixing faith and convenience? Why? I would like to end by saying online classes or online teaching aren't everyone's cup of tea. It requires you to be updated with the latest of technology, constant training for the staff, self-discipline, and remember, not everyone will be able to afford an high-speed internet connection, laptop, or a desktop. Thank you.
Emma has made us clear. If we look at it, both the methods of teaching have their pros and cons. If some believe that the environment makes the classroom, which is why virtual teaching will never fully replace classroom teaching. The others say schools are realizing that not every learner is the same, and sitting in a classroom for hours to learn about a topic is not effective for everyone. That's why virtual teaching can help, because it allows learners to comprehend topics on their own terms, on many devices and anywhere that has internet. Now all this is confusing to choose from, but remember what the Holy Bible says in Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Therefore, let's look to Christ, our source of hope, and briefly decide what is best for the church and the children. Thank you.